Hey everyone, welcome to Making Sense. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate seeing you here. And if this is your first time checking out my channel, well, welcome aboard. If you could do me a huge favor, click the subscribe button down below, like, comment, and or share this video, that'd be greatly appreciated. Today, we're going to visit a bit of a different subject. This one was brought up by a good friend of mine, JPO, also known as Jimmy Fan, and it's the Wacky Bottles in my collection. Stay tuned. So like I said, today we're going to be visiting Wacky Bottles from my collection. Now this came up in a chat message between a friend of mine, Jimmy Fan from high school. And we were talking about how he was supporting my YouTube channel, which Jimmy, thanks so much, man. I'll post a little picture of you up here just for the fun of it. And he was supporting the channel and we started just talking about fragrance journeys and things that he had gone through in his history and or past. And one of the things he had brought up was the first bottle I'm going to be reviewing today. And it's not really a review. This is really just about the bottles. I'll talk a little bit about each of the fragrances, but not an in-depth review. Give you a general consensus on what my take is off of these a little bit, and we'll go from there. So we're going to start off with the first fragrance that he talked about. And he had made a joke. He's like, you know what a really cool video would be? And it really wasn't a joke now that it's happening. He said, if you've ever seen this specific bottle, doing a review on this because it's just really cool. And it was something that sparked his interest. And honestly, sparked mine at that time. So Jimmy, thanks again. We're going to start with this one right here, which is Fraiche. I think it's by Moschino. I don't want to ruin the name, but let's face it, it looks like a Windex bottle. It's that simple. The logo and such, when you get really close, is just, it's just an awesome, just basically a great idea. If you're going to make a fragrance that's fresh, clean, and you want to make it smell like Windex in any way, shape, or form, I think they did a pretty good job. Now, to me, I'm telling you right now, my wife, my kids, they've all tried to spray this from here. I did too, let's be honest. But this does pop off and actually reveals a real old-fashioned atomizer. So sadly to say, it doesn't spray out of the bottle like it's a Windex bottle. Now, the fragrance itself, really clean, soapy, fresh fragrance. Almost exactly what you would expect to find from something that looks like this. As far as fragrance goes, it really does. It has a really clean, easy to wear freshness that my wife is pretty picky about different colognes and fragrances, and a lot of them actually get to bother her a bit. This one here doesn't do that. She actually enjoys this one. This is marketed as, I believe it's a female's fragrance, but honestly, it's unisex. I smell this. I'd wear this. It's soapy, fresh, clean, very simple, very easy to wear. Kind of like Versace Pour Homme Signature, something like that, you know, very easy, simple to wear. That's this guy right here. And I'm not going to go on a crazy review, like I said. Fresh, which I'm telling you, if it's sprayed from this sprayer, this thing would just be insane. In reality, though, I kind of want a Windex bottle this size. It's pretty cool. So that's the first one we're going to look at. The second one, we're going to stay within the same house. And this one here, Chris Cretis, or Cretis, I don't want to ruin the last name, my friend, but I do that a lot, from Casual Fragrance. Had sent me a DM a little while ago, probably about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, talking about this fragrance. So I was lucky enough to see it pop up from Yamil Reyes in one of the groups. And it's this one right here. Another one from Moschino, Toy Boy. I'm saying Toy Boy. It could be Boy Toy, but I think it's Toy Boy, thankfully. Ultimately, this one here is a really cool bottle. That teddy bear looks just sharp. The detail is really nice on this thing altogether. It's kind of a corny bottle, but that's kind of the whole thing behind this video. Corny bottles, silly bottles. Now, I haven't had a chance to really give this a full wearing. I did spray it on my hand the other day. And one thing that sticks out to me, and I don't know because I haven't done the research on this yet. Again, this is just about the bottles. This might be heavy in rose. If any of you have been watching my channel up to this point or been in the live chats, things like that, you'll know rose is not my favorite part of the fragrance world. So I'm not sure yet if I'm going to like this one or not, but I will do a full wearing, a couple of them at least, and then give you a review on that one. And that's this here, Moschino, Toy Boy. The bottle's really cool though. It's really heavy, really dense. The next one here, excuse my sniffles, is one that wasn't on the thumbnail. Now I want to give a shout out to Scott from 504 Man Reviews. the red and yellow used in the text for the thumbnail, he recommended changing it to that, and I think it just makes it pop. So, Scott, thanks so much. I'm going to throw a link down below to 505 Man Reviews. If you haven't already subscribed there, please jump on board, show him some love. Really nice guy, puts out a lot of content, and always gives you his honest take on these fragrances. Just a really good down-to-earth guy. The next one's a discontinued fragrance, which in the fragrance community can cause ripples and waves, but we're going to go for it anyways. It's just a really cool bottle. It's not weird. It's just wacky because it's really cool. This one right here, from Van Cleef & Arpels, Midnight in Paris. So what's cool is how this thing is engraved on the side. Just that whole starscape is just amazing looking. It's a beautiful presentation. I believe I was in a live feed earlier today in Robes Away. It said it's a $20 fragrance. It sells for over $100 now, which is true. And that does happen when things get discontinued. But this is a really clean, nice, fresh fragrance. A little powdery, but overall, really cool. But the bottle's just beautiful. I mean, like I said, Wacky Bottles does not mean it has to be weird. Or weird can be beautiful, right? Trying to get some of this stuff in zoom is pretty tough. There we go. That's just really cool looking overall. That one there is Van Cleef & Arpels, Midnight in Paris. Again, discontinued, I know. I'm a bad person for showing discontinued fragrances, but it is what it is. The next one's another one that was not in the thumbnail. I wanted to make sure I put some in the thumbnail, but not all, to leave a little bit to be desired for. And that's this one right here by Jean-Paul Gaultier, Superman. It's also Le Mal Eau Fraiche, I believe it's called. Let me see the bottom. Yeah, Le Mal Eau Fraiche. And it's the Superman one. Everyone pretty much calls it Le Mal Superman. There's also the Popeye version of this, so on and so forth. Just really cool. To me, what makes this really cool, or weird in a sense, first off, any of the Le Mal, Ultra Mal that have these busts with the big bulge in the bottom here, so on and so forth, are a little bit of a weird looking bottle. At the same time, in the fragrance community, they've been around a long time, so they're getting to be pretty much the norm. Everyone knows what they look like. The newest one, I think it's Le Beau or something like that, has a leaf down there. That's pretty funny to me. Looks cool. I like the color description and everything. But this one here gets to be in my Wacky Bottles because of the fact it's got Superman on it. Not for nothing, that's pretty cool. With that being said, I like Superman. It's a very nice fragrance. I actually can't review this one just yet or even give a real little insight to it because I will be doing a review of this one in Ultramal. I picked up Ultramal a couple weeks ago, and now that I have both these in my collection, I'll do a review of the house for the 2 bottles that I do have anyways. And, you know, that was a reviewer's request, so we'll make that happen. The next one, we're going to go back to one that are actually in the photos. This is a beautiful fragrance. I'm not going to go much more into it. It's this one right here by Stephane Humbert Lucas. I hope I didn't ruin that again, but it's Mortal Skin. This one's just gorgeous. The bottle's gorgeous. The presentation's gorgeous. The cap is absolutely beautiful if it focuses nicely around it. The whole thing is just a great thing. For me, the smell of it is amazing. Love it. I'll put a link up above. I can't remember if it goes to that side or that side where one of those little pop-outs comes out, and I'll put it to my previous video. And then you'll have a chance if you want to check that out, the full review. But I'm going to say it, and this might poison your minds. When I smell it, I still smell Play-Doh. So we'll see what your take is if you get a chance to put your nose to it. But overall, it's definitely a wacky bottle, not in a bad way. It's absolutely gorgeous. Possibly the most beautiful bottle in my collection altogether. And that's Stephane Humbert Lucas, Mortal Skin. The next one in the mix, we've got 2 more to go. The next one I picked up, and I actually only gave it a real wearing today. It's the first time I gave it a full wearing. I'll tell you that I'm going to be doing a review on this, but my insight off the bat, my initial first impression of this earlier, I wasn't a big fan. Dry down, changed my mind a bit. We'll leave it at that. It's this one right here from Pharrell Williams, Girl. Now, not for nothing, this bottle's really cool. I like the little face with the X's. I like the whole little bottle. It's kind of goofy, kind of funny. But what's even more insane is the company that makes this is Comme des Garçons or something like that. It's a very popular niche house, if I'm correct now. I don't believe it's designer. I believe they're all niche. And they've had a bunch of different fragrances that are getting really popular in the fragrance community. But this fragrance right here, I think I picked it for like $20 maybe, if that, from Fragrance Net. And It's creative, challenging. There's something in there that's just a bit different. Again, when you first spray it, it's one of those that's a definite creative / hard to wear fragrance if you really just get your nose on it right away. Kind of like Bentley for Men Intense. To me, that's not one of my favorite fragrances. I love the mixture. I think it's a great fragrance mixture. It's just not one for me to wear. This one here, when I first sprayed it, I was like, oh, there's another Bentley for Men Intense to me. Not exactly the same scent. Just another one of those big, rich, kind of wild mixtures. And then upon dry down, this one became a little bit more attractive to me. Now, I said I wasn't going to do a review, so you heard that much from this, but I have to give this a few more wearings to really get a good feeling. Again, cool bottle, kind of crazy looking. And the fact that it's made by Comme des Garçons is pretty sick. And that's Pharrell Williams, Girl. All right, last but not least, there is no way I create a list like this with leaving this fragrance off of this list. This one here is not the wildest model out of them all. It definitely says what it is. This one here I still consider probably the wackiest one out of them all. It's just creative and funny. But that also started this whole list. We're going to go with this one right here. Ariana Grande, Cloud. Come on. It looks like a cross between a Care Bear movie and any type of corny joke you could make about the word cloud. With that being said, I actually like the bottle. I like the design. And if it was just for youthful people, in a sense, like my kids who like it a lot, my 14-year-old, 11-year-old, here's what it looks like out of the cloud. Still cloudy. They did a good job. It's kind of corny, but I honestly like it. I think it's kind of cool. Because of the fact that my kids were so excited about it, it made even more attractive to me to pick up. And I'm a huge fan of Baccarat Rouge 540. So everyone always was talking about how this was so close to Baccarat Rouge 540. I had to get my nose on it. Now, if you are a fan of Baccarat Rouge 540 and you don't mind cheapies or designer versions of things like that, you could be a fan of this one. I find this one more feminine. Even on a blind nose test, I can smell something a little bit different in this one. And some people find Baccarat Rouge 540 feminine, so it's all up to your own nose. For me, I do like the smell of this fragrance. I just don't see it being something that I personally would go to wear, even though I wear Baccarat Rouge 540 all the time and other fragrances in the same wheelhouse. But if you get a chance, put your nose on this one. Go get a tester. I think I picked this up originally from Ulta Beauty. It was like 60 something bucks or whatever, and they had a coupon. So for 100 ml, how do you go wrong? Especially if you like that stuff. But go there and test it out. It's available. It's on the shelf to test out. And that was Ariana Grande, Cloud. So that's a wrap. I appreciate each and every one of you stopping by, checking out the video today. I had a really good time making this one up, especially with the input from my friend Jimmy. Thanks for that, my friend. I mean, I really do appreciate it. If I never started this YouTube channel, I wouldn't have known that Jimmy was into these things, and we wouldn't have been able to communicate the way that we have. You know, this one right here is what sparked his interest. He said, hey, that Windex bottle one, that'd be cool to review. Things that have funny or wacky bottles, and that stuck with me. The title Wacky Bottles came from my 11-year-old, which I appreciate her saying. I gave her 5-6 different options, and she said, Wacky Bottles sounds really good. I was like, perfect. The color, the yellow, the red came from me communicating with Scott from 504 Man Reviews. Again, part of the whole community thing. It really is fun being part of this community and getting to meet some of these amazing people. And what's really cool for me is bringing my other friends and things like that that weren't part of the fragrance community into our world, which is just amazing. There's not many things you can do that. But these videos that I'm putting up on YouTube between my friends that were outside the fragrance community and my friends inside the fragrance community, it brings it together as one, which is just awesome. You know, I love that fact. The word community means a lot to me, and friends and family are what build a community. Again, these Wacky Bottles, hopefully you enjoyed this. I might get a little sappy at that part right there, but I mean it. It really is pretty awesome. So if you tried any of these fragrances, awesome. Let me know in the comments down below. Did you like them? Did you love them? Did you dislike them? If you have any other fragrances that are in crazy bottles that you think I should get my eyes, hand, or nose on, throw those in the comments down below too. I love interacting with you guys. If you haven't already, click the like button. That'd be awesome. If you haven't clicked subscribe, go ahead, click subscribe. And remember, if you're making the world a better place, just one spray at a time, then to me, you're just making sense. Until next time.